Ted Weenie.
Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, Ted. How much should I expect in return for the 1-1? I'm rebuilding and have a few more holes in just one running back. As much as I love Bijan, it would likely be my only share. I need more.
We hear you, Ted.
I have a lot to say about this. I asked a question, so you guys go first. I'll rebuttal.
I'll rebuttal. All right. So Ted Weenie, here's my feelings on this. The 101 right now.
I never got past that, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I was hung up on that the entire time. I didn't even hear the question.
I don't even know what we're
I don't even know what we're talking about. I think Bijan's involved in this in the 1-1.
How do you know what I named my weenie? Ted Lasso.
So I'm in agreement with kind of what I feel like he's already trending toward, which is as great as Bijan looks like he's going to be. Right now, the 1-1 is worth more than we've seen, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years.
I don't know, since Kyle Pitts 6 months ago.
Well, Kyle Pitts wasn't even the 1-1 in his class in Superflex.
I'm just talking about extreme value.
Extreme value.
No, I'm talking about the 1-1 overall.
Is he at the 3
and a rookie?
Is he at the 3 firsts?
I think you would have to give 3
firsts.
mid firsts,
Right.
in order to get the 1-1 right now. You'd have to give like 6, 7, and 8 to even like have a chance at it.
I think
5, 6, 7, whatever.
I think it's 3 first.
Yeah. So this is the largest sum that 101 has been worth in a long time.
Saquon
would have been close. He would be the closest one that I can think of.
Trevor Lawrence and Superflex.
Maybe. But the hard part was there were so many other good quarterbacks in that class that people were also kind of, well, assumed to be good quarterbacks. Allegedly. That people, I think, were okay-ish waiting for Fields or Wilson or Lance or whoever.
And how did that work out?
Depends which one you got.
Yes.
So far, so good.
Yes.
Lawrence and Fields, yay. Other two, not so much.
Brock Purdy, 2 first.
There you go. So at this point, yeah, I think I would be willing to move Bijan, but I'm not just giving him away. I would want around 3 first or some young players along with some first round picks,
right,
in order to do that. And that would be what I would not only be wanting to do, I would be actively pursuing selling the 1-1 for.
Would it be, who would you take from this past year's draft as like a
Brees Hall?
Okay. All right. I mean, Brees Hall would be good, but if you're rebuilding, maybe you'd want a Wilson.
Okay,
or
so
like
Garrett Wilson and a first.
And a first, right? That's what I'd be looking at as well.
A very high first. So I can get like Garrett Wilson and come away with like Jahmyr Gibbs. Can I get Jackson Smith and Jigba and get the OHIO powerhouse, you know?
Yeah, I would want a top 6 first along with
a player.
Along with Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson would count as, yeah, because Garrett
first.
Wilson's worth 2 firsts.
Yeah, he's worth the 1.5, 2 firsts, somewhere around there, right? At this point.
I think he's worth 2 firsts. What he showed his rookie year in the sky going up, and wait till Derek Carr gets there. Wait till Jimmy G gets there.
I agree. They're going to upgrade the quarterback situation, and he's going to be taken off.
Yeah, and as much as it would be fun to have Bijan in a rebuild, you're not targeting running backs.
Exactly.
No.
You don't want to start there.
So all of that, I will say this though. There is a chance that he might be worth even more once we get closer to the NFL draft, once we get closer to your rookie drafts. That's when, well, traditionally, that's
Nobody
when picks
goes
are
more
worth
than 3 firsts. Nobody.
I'm just saying, traditionally speaking, if we're looking at the life cycle of values,
Draft values.
the highest value for 101 or any rookie pick is at the NFL draft and at their rookie draft.
Unless you're a unicorn.
Unicorn, I was going to say.
A Norwal?
Him and I have played charades together.
Unicorn.
Okay.
Please be making a unicorn
It's Ted Weenie.
on your forehead. That's what I was thinking.
It was 10. So, no. Okay. Matt, your take.
Yes, Satan. Oh, that's 2 horns. Sorry. Go. My take is, I think he's worth. I think it's right now. It would take around 3 firsts for me to move on from 1-1, and I think that's fair value, or a package like we were just talking about it, because that's why I brought up Cedric Wilson. I think that would be a really nice
Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson.
Cedric Wilson in a first. They'll do it for me.
Garrett Wilson.
Kick return points, baby.
So anyway, Garrett Wilson and a nice first would do it for me as well, because I just think it's a better strategy for rebuilding. But I don't disagree with you. I do think his value is going to, like, the value of the 1-1 is going to be going up, up, up as we get closer. So the fact that it's already where it's at, who knows what you'll be able to get in a month or a month and a half or 2 months.
Yeah, there's two hard facts here. If you have the 1-1, I mean, that's fantastic. And if it's your 1-1, you didn't trade for this pick and you didn't luck into it. Like, you know, obviously if you trade into it, I have somebody in my league. They finished in 10th place. They traded for the 23 first 2 years ago. They ended up with the 1-1.
Wow,
nice.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot. But you know, Bijan's the fact is Bijan's a very special player. A player to be 220 pounds, to be able to run like he does, to be able to stop on a dime and cut the way he does, the way his ability to catch the football. He's a very special football player. Mm-hmm. He's going to be arguably my number one dynasty running back coming into the league. That being said, once you're that high, you can't get any higher, right? Like once you're the 1-1, once you're Justin Jefferson, there's nowhere to go but down. The running back's the most volatile position in all of fantasy football. I say here on the show, year in, year out, since I've been doing this for 9 years, you know, and I started hashtag 2-3-year window, is like the running back is the most fluid position on my roster. So if I have the 1-1, my team is pretty bad. I'm the worst team in the league. Do I really want to start building around a running back by the time I turn this around? Like he's really going to come out and help me? Now, the good thing about a player like Bijan is you do have time. You have patience of the whole year to make this deal work. And I think where the pricing go up is when you get into the season and, you know, there's playoff contenders. But then you're talking late first. Early in the draft, like if you just move back to 1-2, 1-3, you know you're getting that high first. Right. And if you get your first in the future, odds are their team's still going to be pretty bad because that running back's not changing their position as well. So as good as Bijan is, and how good he'll likely be he'll be the outlier. It won't be 2 to 3 years. It'll probably be the 5 to 7 year window for him. You should actively be trying to trade the pick because players like this don't come around often at 1-1 where you get such a haul before they ever put the pen to the paper, right? Like you have no idea. As good of a prospect he is, we still have no idea how that's going to translate to NFL. Yeah. There's a 99% chance he's going to be pretty damn good. But I was at week 2 at the Browns game, and we were up 2 touchdowns with less than 2 minutes, with less than a minute and a half to go. And we had a 99% win percentage chance to win the game. I left the stadium. By the time I got to my car, the Browns had lost. Yeah. So it doesn't matter how high the percentages are. You can still come out a loser.
Well, remember Trent Richardson? Remember how high everyone was on Trent Richardson? He was the number 3 overall pick.
Oh, he went to the Browns. You know, I know how high I was on him. I could barely keep my eyes open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
go get him, Cheech.
Smoky out there. So
you just never know.
Yeah. I mean, so you should actively try to trade. I mean, you're at the 1-1 from the bottom. You need assets. You need a ton of assets. So unless you like made a lot of trades, you have a lot of draft capital. If this is your only pick at the top, where it seems like he is here and he needs more, yes, trade it. But it's not one of those trades where you're like, dude, just take the best offer you can get. You want 3 first. Mm-hmm. And preferably you want the 1-2, 1-3 this year, possibly the 1-4. They're first next year, or like you said, Garrett Wilson or something along those lines. So the answer is you should be actively trying to trade the 1-1. It's a running back. And how often do we see – here's the best example. Jonathan Taylor comes out, has the rookie year he has. He's the dynasty running back 1-1. The dynasty running back 1-1. Is he even a 1-1 now? There's people, you have arguments that Bijan would go ahead of him. You'd have arguments that Kenneth Walker would go ahead of him. You'd have arguments that Breece Hall would go ahead of him. You'd have arguments, I wouldn't say this argument, that Saquon can go ahead of him.
Did you see that run, that Saquon, the first run that he popped off?
Back.
Ooh,
he is back. That spin movie did too, a little spin and spin.
He looked really good.
He's peaking right now, man. He looks really good.
When Saquon with those giant quads gets down low and lowers that boom shoulder, you're like, oh, here comes goodness. He's back.
He's strong.
So, yeah, it's always going to be a fluid position. I mean, the odds of the running back 1 being a running back 1 again the following year, like 1 overall, is so slim. It's happened twice in the last 20 years, right? Like Saquon comes out, has his rookie year. It's phenomenal. Doesn't do it again until this year.
Right.
Literally 4 years later, it took him to do. Jonathan Taylor comes out, has an amazing year. How was his year this year? Non-existent. It's too fluid a position. I actively promote, as good as Bijan is, you can get more assets than Bijan.